Good afternoon. I'll give it a few minutes. I'm late. I'm sorry. I was having technical difficulties. Get my paperwork together while people are coming in. Let's see what time it is. 12:09. I'll start at about 12:15. No, I start at about 12:12 since I'm already late. I can't see who's on. There's some music. I'm back from vacation. I don't feel well today, y'all. So I'm not gonna do a full blown spiel on the hobby versus business. I'm just gonna answer some questions about the PPP loan and go over the qualifications for it because I've gotten a lot of inboxes on the PPP loan. So I'll chat about that today since I don't feel well. I don't know if it's the pollen or if it's the way it looks outside today. But I don't feel well. I see we have a few people on, but I don't see how I can see who those people are. Do you see the Okay, they're from the text page. Let me see who all we got on so far. Good afternoon for those that have just joined us. We'll start in a few minutes. I'm a few minutes late today because I was having some technical difficulties behind the scenes. Hi, Kim. I knew you would be here, girl. I'm not feeling well today, so I'm just gonna do a brief spiel on the PPP loan. A lot of people have questions about the qualifications. A lot of people want to apply, but a lot of y'all, you don't qualify. And I'll tell you why in a minute. Why most of you don't qualify for the PPP loan. You may qualify, but on paper you don't. I will start in a few minutes. Kim, what questions you got for me today? Thank you, Kim. I'll be okay. I don't know if it's the pollen or what it is, but I'll get through it. Okay. For those of you that aren't familiar with who I am, I'm Melinda Talbert, the Chief Executive Officer and Tax Strategist at MJ Talbert Tax Firm. PPP loan. Well, first, let me make a few announcements before I jump into the PPP loan. If you're not aware, the tax deadline has been extended to May 17th. And that extension also includes an extension to pay. So normally when you file an extension, that extension only applies to an extension to file your taxes. But this extension is an extension to file your taxes and an extension to pay your taxes. So that is good for some people. It's not good for me because I already booked my flight and my hotel arrangements for a tax conference in Mexico, which is the week prior to the extended deadline week. So I won't be here. So if you would like for me to prepare your taxes, you have to get all of your documents in prior to the first week in May, because I will not be here the first week in May. And the second week in May, my schedule is almost booked already. So if you want me to prepare your taxes, you need to go ahead and get your appointment scheduled. Before I dive into the PPP qualifications and all of the fraud stuff that's going on, I want to inform everybody that the IRS has this new criminal investigation team specifically for businesses that are applying for this PPP loan. So please pay attention to the information that I'm going to give you today, and I'll let you determine if you qualify or not. I cannot submit an application for you for a PPP loan. I can go over the application with you, but you have to be a lender to submit a PPP application. So all the fraudulent activities that went on the first go around, y'all not gonna be able to do that this time. It's a lot of documents that you have to provide this time, and you also have to go through a banker or a some type of qualified lender to qualify for the PPP loan. So I was reading this article this morning, and it talks about all of the fraudulent related activities dealing with the PPP loan. And so far, the criminal investigation team that the Internal Revenue Service have, they've investigated more than 350 tax and money laundering cases, totaling $440 million. And this is only for the PPP loan. I want to share what the chief of the IRS criminal investigation guy said. His name is Jim Lee. He said that criminals have tried funding their lavish lifestyle with money intended to provide Americans relief during one of the most difficult times in the American history. We have investigated cases of criminals flaunting stolen money to buy fancy cars, boats, pay for luxury apartments, while families and businesses struggle to make ends meet. IRS criminal investigation special agents have done an extraordinary job identifying millions in stolen money, and they're saying that the work so far is not over. They're saying that they're just getting started. So if you know that you do not qualify and you do not have a legitimate business, do not play around with these people in this PPP loan. Some of you do have a legitimate business, but you don't have your records and books in order, so you won't qualify for the PPP loan. So let that be a lesson for you to get your finances in order. Now, that's something that I can help you with. I can't submit any PPP loan applications for you, but I can help you get your books and records in order. All right, so that is my little update. Oh, I have one more update for the unemployment. Those of you that receive unemployment income, a law passed in the middle of tax season, making the first $10,200 of the unemployment income tax-free. Some people missed that because they had already filed their taxes. If you are one of those people that already filed their taxes and you're the first $10,200 of your unemployment income was not excluded, the IRS is going to automatically amend those returns, and they're going to start sending out those refunds this summer. So on the last live that I was on, I wasn't sure if tax preparers was going to have to amend those returns. We have word now that we will not have to do any amendments. The IRS is going to recalculate those returns on their end, and they'll send out taxpayers that are due a refund. They'll send you out your refund starting this summer. I don't know how much it's gonna be, so don't start blowing my line up asking how much you're gonna get. I don't know. But look out for those checks. I don't know if they're gonna come in the mail, if they're gonna send those checks in the mail, or if it's gonna be distributed the way that you received your refund. Meaning, if you did direct deposit, that refund will be direct deposited, or if you received the check, you had to pick up a check from your tax preparer's office, then they will send those refunds in the mail. But I'll keep you all posted as I get word on how they're going to distribute those refunds. So just make sure that you stay tuned to us on Thursdays at noon. All right. That's all of my updates that I have for today. I'm going to jump into the PPP loan. So I'm sharing my screen. If you see this, I got this guide straight from the SBA website. And the $1 million question for small businesses is, I am self-employed and have no employees. How do I calculate my PPP loan and do I qualify? So I'm gonna go to the actual PPP loan application. Can everybody see my screen? Let me know if you all can see the screen share. You should be able to see the Paycheck Protection Program application. That's a PPP loan. That's what PPP means, Paycheck Protection Program. Give me a thumbs up or a like or something, a heart or something, letting me know that you all can see my screen. Okay, Kim said yes. Okay, thank you, Kim. If you're just joining me, hola, I'm Melinda Talbert with MJ Talbert Tax Firm. I'm losing my voice and I don't feel well today. I was supposed to do a deep dive on hobby versus business, but I don't feel well today. So I'm just going to answer some of your PPP loan questions since that's what you all are blowing my inbox up about. If you're not aware, from January through April, if you send me any tax related questions in my inbox on Facebook, you will not get an answer. It's kind of overwhelming. And that's why I do these lives on Thursday so I can answer any questions that you all have. Plus, I have my own clients that I have to take care of throughout the week. So I really don't have the extra time to answer y'all questions. If you are a client and you are sending me messages on Facebook, you know better. Call the office or send me an email. I do not do any type of business on Facebook. There are way too many ways that you all can reach me, and Facebook is not one of them. So if you're trying to reach me, send me an email. If you're a client, you have my personal email address, or call the office and leave a message, and I'll give you a call back when I'm available. So what you see here is the PPP application. Let me start out by saying, if you were not in business February 15th, 2020, if you were not in business by February 15th, 2020, you do not qualify for the PPP loan. If you were not in business by February 15th, 2020, you do not qualify for the PPP loan. And I'm keep repeating that because some of y'all not getting it. Y'all still asking me what y'all need to do to qualify for the loan. Number one, if you didn't file a Schedule C, or if you didn't file any type of business tax return, and you actually had a business, you don't qualify. So this is the application. I'm going to go over it briefly with you all. So at the top, it just asks your demographic information. It's optional. You don't have to complete the demographic information. Let me scroll down. Now, why isn't it allowing me to scroll? Okay, there it is. All right, so all of these questions on the first page is optional. At the top is optional. So they're going to ask you these questions. Now, before I start, for those of you that are just joining, you have to submit this application through a lender. You can't submit it yourself. You can't get a tax preparer to submit it. You have to go through a lender to submit this application. I just want to go through it with you all because a lot of you have a lot of questions, and most of the questions that you have is listed on the application. So the first 9 questions is just asking basic business information. I won't go into those. If you want a copy of this application, you can go to sba.gov to get a copy, or you can send me an email and I'll send you a copy of it. No, that's the bottom. Okay, I'm sorry. Those optional questions are on the last page. Okay, so this is the top. So in order to qualify for the PPP loan, you must have been self-employed as either a sole proprietor, an independent contractor, or a self-employed individual. You would check whichever applied to you here. I'm going to say a sole proprietor because that's what a lot of you are. Either you're a sole proprietor, and that means that it's just you and that you own the business, not you and your husband. Sole means one. So anytime you see a sole proprietor, that means one business owner. If you're an independent contractor, if you're self-employed, or if you're a single member LLC, then you qualify as well. A qualified joint venture, that's for a husband and wife. So if you are a husband and wife, you would select qualified joint venture. If you have a DBA or a trade name, it goes here. And the year of establishment goes here. Now, this line right here is going to knock a lot of you all out because you just started your business. If this date here isn't by February 15th, 2020, then you don't qualify. Down here, you would put your business legal name, and here is your NAICS code. Now, let me tell you the importance of this code. On your Schedule C, this is a copy of a Schedule C here, just in case you all aren't aware what a Schedule C looks like. There is where's the business code on here? I don't see the business code, but I was helping going over an application with a client that is a new client for me. It's a business client. And when I looked at his Schedule C, his NAICS code is all 9s. If you've tuned into my prior lives, I've explained and I've expressed the importance of making sure that you have the correct NAICS code. If you have all 9s, I was told that that will disqualify you for the PPP loan. I'm not 100% sure on that. That is a question that you would need to ask your lender. So if you file a Schedule C, you will see a NAICS code at the top of your Schedule C. Be sure that that number is not all 9s. Another thing you need to make sure that that code applies to your business. I was helping another young lady understand how the PPP loan process works, and she's a hairstylist, but her NAICS code had that she was a some type of jewelry maker when I looked up the code. And from what I was told, that will disqualify if you don't have the correct code, that will disqualify you for the PPP loan. So y'all make sure that these people that you're going to allow to file your taxes, make sure that they're putting the correct NAICS codes on your tax return. All right, right here it says that you cannot have more than 500 employees or 300 employees. On down, business address. If you don't have to have a commercial building. If you do business out of your home, or if you're self-employed and you don't have a commercial building, this is where your home address will go right here. So don't think because you don't have a commercial space that you don't qualify. You'll still qualify. Your business EIN number or your social security number or your I-10 number goes here, and your business phone number goes here. If you just have one number, which will probably be your cell number, that's perfectly fine. Put that there, or give this is the information that you should be giving to the lender. You will put your email address. Make sure you have, if you don't have a business email address, y'all get a business email address. It's probably like $3 to $5 a month to get a professional business email address. You can get it through Google, or you can go through GoDaddy. I think GoDaddy is like $3 a month to have a business address. You pay a couple dollars for your business domain, and then you will get a business email address. For instance, my email address is XYZ. I ain't gonna give y'all my personal email address, but it's XYZ@mjtax.com. In order for me to get that professional email address, I had to go to GoDaddy.com and purchase a business domain. So my business domain is mjtax.com. Once you purchase your business domain, you can get a professional business email address. So those of you that are still using xyz@gmail.com for your business address, step it up a little bit this year. Don't say you didn't know, because I just told you. All right. Total amount of gross income. This is the amount from your Schedule C, line 7. This is going to knock a lot of legitimate business owners out, and I will tell you why in a minute. Okay, I'm switching back to the Schedule C. On line 7, right here, it's asking for your gross income amount. Sorry, I got a piece of hair in my mouth. Some of you have a legitimate business, but you are reporting a loss every year. Well, if you have a loss on this tax return, on this Schedule C, and this right here is 0, I'm gonna let you see what, if that says 0 right there, or if it's blank, and you got $20,000 to $30,000 worth of expenses right here, I see it all the time, you're disqualified. You are disqualified because, let me go back to the application. It says your gross income amount from 2019 or 2020, you put it here and you divide it by 12. Now, I'm not a Harvard graduate, but I know anything times 0 is 0. So if your line 7, your gross income, if you took a loss, if you didn't report any income, you're disqualified. They don't have anything to pay you. You're supposed to, this is the calculation right here. I'm gonna show you a calculation with disqualified and qualified business owners. I'm gonna go through it with you. So we know 0 times anything is 0. So if you took a loss, you're disqualified. If you did not take a loss, let me do an easy calculation with you. Let's say on line 7, that on your Schedule C, line 7, you made you have $120,000 there. Well, the rule is there's a cap. The cap is $100,000. So if you have 120, you have to put $100,000 right there. So we're gonna put $100,000, and you're gonna divide that by 12. $100,000 divided by 12 is $8,333. And it tells you if it's more than $8,333, you have to enter 8333. That's that cap. That's that $100,000 cap. So we're gonna say that that's $8,333. Now you're gonna multiply that times 2.5. That is $20,833. This is the amount that you qualify for the PPP loan. Let me see if I have any questions. This is for business owners that don't have any employees. Now, if you have employees, the calculation is different. If you have employees, this is the calculation here. I'm not going to go through it because most of you don't have employees. 90% of you probably don't have employees. So you don't have to worry about this line. So this is how much you will qualify for. I'm going to go through it again. On line 7, whatever your line 7 is, right here, your Schedule C. This is a Schedule C right here. This is your profit or loss statement. Line 7 is here. Whatever number you have there in line 7, that's the number that you would put here. You multiply that number. You divide that number by 12. And from that, you multiply that number. by 2.5. That will be your requested loan amount. So those of you that are going to lenders, make sure that you understand for yourself how they're coming up with the amount that you qualify for. Remember that if your amount on line 7 is over $100,000, you can't go over 100. You have to cap it at $100,000. Okay. That is all I'm going to go over with the PPP loan. This loan can be 100% forgiven. If you want information on how the loan is forgiven, you can contact our office and set up a business consultation. But I honestly suggest that you get with a lender, or you can go through PayPal. I used to be 100% against the PPP loan because there was so much fraud activities related to it. This go around, you have to supply a lot of documentations, and you have to go through someone that you have. I would suggest you go through somebody that you have a business banking relationship with, except Wells Fargo. I ain't lying, y'all. Listen, I'm not down in no banks, but I'm here to tell you, if you have a business banking relationship with Wells Fargo, please go to another bank. I'm being so real with y'all right now. Everybody that I've spoken with that went through Wells Fargo, it's a pain for them. And not even dealing with the PPP loan, Wells Fargo is just, try to find y'all a better business banking partner, please. Navy Federal is very good. Synovus is very good. I don't have a local bank. My bank is Chase. Chase is really good. The only thing about Chase is the closest branch is in Auburn. So anytime I have to go to the inside of a branch, I have to travel to Auburn. But you don't have to worry about going to the West Coast and not being able to get access to your business funds. I have a SunTrust account as well. I don't do a lot of business with that SunTrust account because I was in Vegas one year and I could not find the SunTrust. And I can't remember where else I was. But I just had a hard time locating a SunTrust branch, which is why I switched all my business banking business to Chase. Chase is everywhere. I don't have nothing personal against Wells Fargo, but they got a lot of lawsuits, and that's just not the way to go. Another good person to go through for the PPP loan is PayPal. Again, I used to be totally against the PPP loan. I went through it with PayPal, so I can see exactly what all they're asking for, and I'll be able to inform you all the correct way, not just off of hearsay. I'm gonna actually go through it, and I can give you the guide on what they're gonna ask for and the do's and don'ts. Now, this isn't it with just this Schedule C. Even though you have your profit on line 7, I got something else to show you that the lenders are going to ask for. Let me see, what page is it on? Okay, so let's say that you have your business tax return, you got your books and records in order. Cool. Something else that the lender is going to ask for is, if you see right here under step 4, it says your 2019 IRS Form 1040 Schedule C must be provided to substantiate the applied for PPP loan amount. You must also provide a 2019 IRS Form 1099 Miscellaneous detailing the non-employee compensation received in Box 7 or the IRS Form 1099K. If you're not familiar, excuse me, y'all, I'm losing my voice. If you're not familiar with a 1099K, that's like if you have a lot of credit card transactions, or if you have transactions through PayPal, you'll receive a 1099K statement. So you can use that. You can use a 1099 miscellaneous, the non-employee compensation form. You can use invoices. You can use bank statements, or a book of record establishing that you were self-employed in 2019, and a 2020 invoice, bank statement, or book of record establishing that you were in operation on February 15th, 2020. So just filing a business return isn't enough. You have to have one of these additional items that I just mentioned below. Invoice, 1099K, 1099 miscellaneous, a bank statement, and it has to be a business bank statement. If you did not have a business bank account, then you probably would be better off going to your book of record, establishing that you were self-employed in 2019. And that goes back to when I try to inform you all that you have to start keeping good books and records. And this is a good reason why. So that's all I have on the PPP loan. It is not as easy as it was on the first round. This round, you are having to supply a lot of more information, and just filing a business return, Schedule C, is not enough. Are there any questions on the PPP loan calculations, the qualifications, the disqualifications, the fraud? Just keep in mind, y'all, that the IRS has their own criminal investigation teams specifically for the PPP loans. Don't y'all play with these people, please. Let them have. I know y'all think it's free money, but it's not free money, because if you get this free money and it turns out that you got it fraudulently, you're gonna get a free ride to jail. So I like orange. Listen, I love orange. My nails are always orange, but I cannot put on that orange jumpsuit. Do not inbox me, email me, or call me asking me to do anything fraudulently with this PPP loan. I don't want any parts of it. If you tuned in late, go back and watch this live from the start. I discussed the qualifications, the disqualifications. I talked about the IRS criminal investigation team that they have for this PPP loan. Everything you need to know about this PPP loan, I discussed it. So I am going to leave you all with that. I won't go over the hobby versus business today because I'm not feeling well and I'm losing my voice, and I need to be 100% when I go over that because it's a lot of good information. Hopefully I'll be feeling better by next Thursday and I'll be able to go over that with you all next week. Okay, well, I don't see any questions. So either you all are very knowledgeable about the PPP loan, how it works, or I did a damn good job on my presentation today. Let me make sure my friend Kim ain't got no questions, baby, because Kim be on it. Kim, are you still on? I'm gonna make sure I don't have any questions from you before I log off. No questions. Okay, well, you all enjoy your afternoon. I'm gonna go and get me some hot tea from Starbucks and try to get back 100%. I don't know if it's this pollen or what it is, but I'm not feeling well today. Kim says, "Hey, Kim." Okay, you ain't got no questions. All right, everybody. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in to my live. I will be back on next Thursday at noon. I'm going to talk about business versus hobby. A lot of you have a business. You think you have a business, but you really have a hobby. And I'll tell you why on next week. Enjoy your afternoon. Have a great week, an even better weekend. And I will see you all on next week.